Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here. We've got to talk about severe weather risk. We're not just going to have one, we could have two, three, or four separate risks over the next 3 to 4 days. This is a very active pattern, something we don't normally see in the month of December, but we also don't normally see 12 days of 70 plus, which we're about to have today. It's just been a crazy pattern. So let me show you what's going on. We'll kind of break down all the details here the best we can. So here's the pattern. You can see what's going on. We've got several storm systems across the south. What's going on, obviously, if you've been outside at any point over the last, several weeks, it's super warm across the southern part of the country. That's pretty much a given. We've had record-breaking temperatures. That warmth's not going anywhere, but winter's trying to make a comeback. The problem is it's not one giant front that's going to sweep in here and change everything back to winter. The problem is we're actually going to have a couple fronts come down here, not quite make it all the way through, but each one's going to potentially bring the risk for severe storms. So if you look to the west, today's risk is really materializing right here, and this is going to arrive later tonight. So during the day today, I think for the most part, we're going to be okay. I couldn't rule out an isolated strong storm, especially late today, but the real concern is going to be overnight into Thursday, and then we'll have several more waves of storms heading our way. So let me show you that severe weather outlook. So here's our day one severe weather outlook. You can see it's been updated from yesterday. If you're watching me, we've got this medium to high risk back to the west. So this is where the storms are really going to crank up today. And what's going to happen is they're going to move along essentially what's going to be a stalled front tonight and head into the Carolinas. So late tonight, I think even maybe as early as late evening, but I think really overnight into early Thursday, we're going to see that risk move into the Carolinas. Now, what's that risk going to be? I'll show you the probability of tornadoes. So this is the 2%, 5%, 10%. So again, 2%, 5%, 10%, just to give you a heads up on that. But tomorrow, day two, here's our severe weather outlook. Almost the entire area is in the low risk for severe storms, and the tornado probability tomorrow is in the low range. So again, the risk is kind of going to be one of those things where we might see a wave late tonight, early Thursday, and maybe then again late Thursday afternoon. Then we go to day three, which is Friday. We start seeing the second system approaching. It's going to start in the same area back to the west. You can see over in here, and this will be heading our way late in the day, New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. And again, we'll keep an eye on this. Now, day four, which is technically, they don't put out specific outlooks, but you could see this is Saturday. I would expect we're going to see active storms to our west, and some of these are going to make a run at the Carolinas, probably for New Year's Day. So Friday's risk looks to be the lowest, but it's not zero. But we're looking at tonight, tomorrow, and then into Saturday. So let's break down the timing of all this here in a minute. But let me show you just kind of the breakdown I have. Today's a risk, Thursday's a risk, Friday's a risk, and Saturday is a risk for severe storms. What is my primary concern with this first wave of storms? Well, primarily straight line winds, but this tornado risk has been increasing just a little bit. It's not off the charts. Again, remember, this isn't going to be a widespread, everybody gets this. These are going to be scattered, isolated storms that develop, and the ones that can get going in this environment potentially could be strong to severe, and there are ingredients there for rotation. So let's go back here and we'll start kind of breaking down the timing of this with the futurecast. All right, so we can dive right into the futurecast here. Now, first things first, there's going to be rain. We've already got rain out there today, but again, I don't anticipate these first batches of rain to be that severe, though I can't rule out. The risk is low. The real action is going to happen back in here and kind of move in this direction. So the first rain we see today, don't get too worried about that, but just keep your guard up slightly for that. But you could see what's developing back towards Memphis, Hot Springs area. You kind of get the idea there. You see that kind of storm system start to push. And look at that moving to the east. Look at the time frame. This is 5 o'clock tonight. We'll go into the evening, 6, 7. So again, you can see not a lot over the Carolinas. This area to the west, boy, this could be the real deal. There's going to be strong winds in there, maybe some embedded rotation. We'll go towards 8, 9 o'clock. So you can see, for the most part today, not a huge deal until tonight. So this is getting into the wee hours of the morning. Kind of see this line kind of setting up. It's kind of losing some of its energy. But again, there's enough parameters, especially from Charlotte south, that some of this stuff right here, again, could potentially be severe. So look at the time frame up here, middle of the night. So this is really going to be the timeline, overnight into early Thursday. We go through time, you can see that moving through, and it's 4 a.m. Pretty strong storms down in South Carolina. And again, any of these could be severe or even tornadic. We go into Thursday, there looks to be a little bit of a lull in the activity. and then we go into the afternoon, and it looks like things try to perk back up late day. So this would be the second wave I'm worried about for Thursday. There's one in the morning that's primarily around Charlotte South, but this one in the afternoon could be potentially be strong to severe as well. And again, remember, there's a low risk already up for Thursday afternoon. So that's kind of what I would call the second wave. And again, that looks even more widespread than the first one. So the first wave's tonight. Second one is tomorrow during the day. And that potentially could be the one that brings us some severe storms. Now, it's a little too early to get way out into Saturday or even Friday, to be honest with you. But Friday's mess, you can kind of see what's developing back to the west. That's likely going to arrive in the afternoon. So everything's going to be forming kind of to the west and then heading our direction. Let me show you a couple other things I'm keeping a close eye on. Tornado parameter, okay? If you watch me and all, I show this. This is called the significant tornado parameter. We'll go into tonight. Notice it's kind of elevated to the west. As we go into the morning hours, remember that batch of rain coming in around 3, 4, 5, or 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning? Again, there's some ingredients there for tornadic storms, but not all that bad. But during the day tomorrow, this is going into the afternoon. Remember the second wave on Thursday? Much better environment. You can see there's some 1 and 2s in there. So of the 2 waves of storms, the one during the day on Thursday to me looks to be a little bit more of an issue that we're going to have to keep an eye on. And you can see into the afternoon and evening on Thursday, that potentially is there. The other parameter we look at is, rotational tracks. I'm just going to show you the whole model run rotational tracks. And real quickly, not a ton of them on here, right? But there's a little area right in here and then some down in South Carolina. And again, this isn't going to show you where tornadoes are. It shows you where storms that have rotation in them are going to be moving. And so there's a couple waves, one in the morning down here, but the second wave in the afternoon is one to keep an eye on. So that all being said, the one thing I want you to do today, download the WCNC Charlotte app. This will give you alerts on your phone. Here it is, late December. It's a holiday weekend. The last thing on a lot of people's minds is, I'm not thinking about severe weather. I'm not watching that much TV or really paying attention because I'm spending time with friends or family. But I will caution you, this is the exact time that you need to be more weather aware because this is the time that people get caught off guard. So have at least 3 ways to get warnings. That includes the built-in wireless emergency alerts. Check the settings in your phones. Don't have to turn them on all the time or have them on every day, but make sure they're on for events like this and make sure they're on for tornadoes and flash flooding specifically. You can turn off Amber Alerts if you want, or severe weather, or government alerts. People do that, but this will be a time I turn them on, okay? Those text and weather alerts come from our phones via our apps. Get a local app. Get the WCNC First Warn Weather app or Charlotte First Warn Charlotte app. Make sure you get our WCNC app. It's a great app for a couple reasons. I'm going to show you real quickly on my phone. I have both of them. It's going to look like this. It's going to pop up. It looks like that. It's going to give you alerts. You can set alerts for severe weather, but one of the best things, you can watch our stream live. So if we do have severe weather and you're not in front of a TV, you're away from the home, no matter where you are, even outside of our viewing area, you can watch our live stream there. So watching TV, obviously, that seems like people don't do that very much, but yeah, watching TV or a live stream, like I said, online. Social media, but be very careful with social media. Make sure it's up to date. Twitter is probably the best for this. Facebook, not great because you get posts from 4 days ago. That's what I mean about real time or notifications. NOAA weather alert radio. Those are great with the alarm set. And the other one, text friend, family, call them, DM them. That actually works pretty well. People that aren't paying attention will listen to friends or family first when they say, hey, there's actually severe weather. So I will post updates throughout the day, the next several days. I will do more vlogs if necessary. And as always, make sure you tune in. That's the best place. If you get that app, you don't have to watch me on TV, folks. The people tell me all the time, I don't watch TV. You don't have to. We stream everything on Amazon Fire, on Roku, on our phones, on our apps. There's no reason to even have to watch us on TV, but it's a great source. I can give you more information in a short period of time. So grab those apps. Make sure you download it right now. It will save you. Trust me, it is a great app. I work there and don't watch TV all the time. I'll be honest with you, but I use that app all the time because the push notifications and being able to pull up the live stream instantly is always a great, great resource. Have a great day. I will post updates. Stay safe, be weather aware, and spread the word. Tell other people, be weather aware. There is a risk for severe weather at any time over the next couple of days. Not a huge widespread event, but for this time of year, kind of crazy. Keep an eye on it.